online viewers as well. Graduates and family members, before I ask you to switch off your cell phones or put it on silent, send a message to your family and friends who cannot be here today, and they can share in this special moment with you. So all our graduation ceremonies are live streamed. So you click on our website and you'll be able to see the graduation ceremony. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kathy Kluter. I'm from Marketing and Communications Department, managing the PR and events. I would like to welcome you at the 20th ceremony for our autumn graduation ceremonies for our graduates of 2025. Thank you for attending, and I'm sure you will enjoy today with us. We are about to begin this ceremony, but before we do that, we have a few important announcements. Audience, you are requested to please stand when the procession enters and leave the hall while the Gadiyama's guitar has been played. The procession will take up their positions on stage, and then our Chancellor will formally constitute this assembly, and then they will sit down, and I will cue you to sit down as well. We have our staff and students from the Emergency Medical Care Unit on my left-hand side. So guests, if there's any medical emergency, please feel free to also call on Luto. She's standing at the back with a hand up. Please call Luto if there's any medical emergency on that side. The bathroom facilities for females on my right-hand side, right at the back, bottom and on top. Males, right at the back, bottom and top. Guests, you are kindly requested also not to come to the front to take photographs. There will be enough time to do so afterwards. We do have official photographers on that side. So if you come to the front, you might just be in the way of that perfect picture of our graduate today. So please refrain from coming to the front to take a picture. Graduates, we also have a pop-up store outside, and they are selling lovely alumni merchandise. So please feel free to visit them. They have a 50% sale also. So please make sure that you get your memorabilia before you leave the institution. Graduates, you have also received an SMS from CPUT requesting you to please complete the graduate destination survey. The response rate was very low, so we urge you to please click on the website and complete that survey. It is anonymous. We have a special welcome message from the convocation president, and that will be on the screen now.
Good day, CPUT graduates. My name is Isama Pugata, CPUT convocation president. I am here to congratulate all CPUT students who will be graduating today. This moment is a testimony to your hard work, dedication, and perseverance. You are now joining a community of thinkers, innovators, and leaders who are shaping the future. May your CPUT experience serve as a foundation for the lifelong learning, growth, and success. Go out there and make your mark. Update your details with the alumni office to stay informed, and please purchase our convocation blazers. They are available. We are proud of your achievement. Thank you.
Thank you, President. I would like to call on my director, Dr. Garth van Gensen, who has a very special announcement today.
Graduates and guests, good afternoon to you. You can do better than that. Good afternoon to you. Thank you. Graduates, you are kindly requested not to walk around after you have received your certificates and to return to your seats immediately. We've had very unfortunate situations in the past where students just simply leave the hall after they have received their certificates, and I am sure you will agree with me that that is totally disrespectful not just to the university, but to your fellow students as well, to leave before the ceremony has been dissolved. Therefore, on behalf of CPUT Executive Management, I'm appealing to all the students and their family members that we keep this a dignified occasion. Let us not spoil this joyous occasion for one another, and let us all share in the joy and achievements of our fellow students. I want to thank you in advance for your cooperation. Enjoy the celebrations afterwards.
Thank you, Dr. van Gensen. Graduates, we would like to share in those special moments as well. So please, when you post on social media, please use our official hashtag, CPUT Autumn Grad 26. So please tag us, whatever you do. We would like to share in those special moments as well. We have our CPUT choir here today, and they will also do a special song for you. At the end of this ceremony, after the singing of the national anthem, our Chancellor will dissolve this ceremony, and then we request the audience to please remain standing and not leave the hall until the full procession has left the hall. Can we all please make sure that our cell phones are on silent? When the procession is ready to enter, I will ask you all to please stand. Once again, thank you very much for attending, and I'm sure you will enjoy this afternoon with us. Thank you so much. Will the audience please stand?
Good afternoon all. By the powers vested in me, I hereby constitute this graduation ceremony of the Cape Peninsula University of Technology.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Much better. Before we begin this afternoon's ceremony, can we join in a moment of silence for private prayer and meditation? Thank you very much. Chancellor, Professor Brian Figaji, members of Council here present, especially the Chair of Council, Dr. Lorraine Plasky, SARS Commissioner-elect, Dr. Johnston Makubo, Mr. Carl Scholz, Deputy Commissioner at SARS, SARS Chief of Staff, Ms. Janine Padiaki, all SARS team members here present in support of the Commissioner, Professor Kieswetter, Mr. Victor Ritchie, former principal of Harold Chrissy. Our research alliances, networks of networks, sponsors, in particular, Facet Sitter, they are here in the House, members of the executive management, colloquially referred to as EM, members of convocation, especially the President, Ms. Isama Pukata, members of Student Representative Council, or SRC colloquially, the entire family of Professor Kieswetter, deans, assistant deans, and HODs, all members of CPUT staff here present, parents, friends, and most important of all, you, our graduates. I always seek refuge under one of the key maxims to ensure that I'm adequately covered, that is, de minimis non curat lex and in dubio pro reo. Good afternoon. Goedemiddag, dames en heren. Goedemiddag, dames en heren. Gaan dit? Molweni mawethu. Ninjani? Enkosi. And a warm CPUT welcome to this wonderful and very joyous occasion at which we celebrate the success of all those who will be graduating today. This is a very special day for all of you, representing the culmination of years of study, hard work, and sacrifice. Sacrifice is not only on your part, the graduates, but also on the part of parents, partners, and family members who provided financial and moral support throughout your period of study. So this ceremony celebrates the collective efforts of all who contributed to your achievement. After all, it is a day of joy for everyone. A joy of celebrating endurance, sheer grit, accomplishment, excellence, and the bright but uncertain future that lies ahead. As they say, joy is the holy fire that keeps our purpose warm and our intelligence aglow, and is the simplest form of gratitude. Chancellor, Professor Brian Figaji, during this autumn ceremony, we will confer 9,225 higher certificates, undergraduate, and postgraduate degrees. We will also be celebrating the spectacular academic achievement of 140 cum laude and 75 summa cum laude passes. A round of applause, please. A very interesting observation to these numbers, that of the 140 summa cum laude passes, 74% is female. And of the 75 summa cum laude passes, 76% is female. We will also be celebrating and recognizing several heroes and heroines who undoubtedly you must share your glory with. I refer, of course, to your parents, your spouses, and all those who were in loco parentis. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm certain that your journey to this graduation was not easy, but worth it. And as they say, the tussle was worth the hustle. I am certain that you had to put an enormous effort into achieving this enviable feat, underpinned by disciplined action, unwavering determination, and the ability to overcome significant obstacles. This is all because nothing happened out of nothing. Nothing happened ex nihilo. Ex nihilo nihil fit. Nothing comes out of nothing. Out of nothing, nothing comes. It was amor et mele et fele es fecundismus. No doubt, you felt alone, uncertain, and had moments of loss, loneliness, grief, and even private joys. Whether you realize it or not, we have shared this loneliness with you. And I want to honor this profound experience in your life with my entire executive team. You did it. Perhaps there were moments when you thought you couldn't, but you persevered, and today you graduate. This afternoon, we will be graduating students from the Faculty of Business and Management Sciences, otherwise known colloquially as FBMS. It will be graduating a total of 3,104 students. It will also be awarding an honorary degree to Professor Kieswetter. I'm sure the HOD, Dr. Neethling, is beaming from ear to ear. Chancellor, Professor Brian Figaji, it is our privilege and a great honor to welcome Professor Kieswetter to his alma mater, and to thank him for accepting our humble gesture of recognizing him with this honorary doctorate. We can, without a shadow of a doubt, confirm that all the relevant committees were unanimous in support of his candidature. By accepting the honor, he joins other preeminent luminaries who are recipients of CPUT honorary doctorate. I'm speaking here about Dr. Christo Wiese, Dr. Brigalia Bam, Dr. Anand Singh, Dr. Andrew Mlangeni, Dr. Dennis Goldberg, and of course, Professor Anthony Stark and Dr. Desiree Ellis. This is back where it all started, and indeed a full circle, from being a first-year student in Anthony Stark's class, electrical engineering class, to attaining a diploma in electrical engineering and being a technician at the then Pentec. And I was told that no, Pentecers never die. Well, there were other campuses that were saying, no, basically it's coming from one of the heritage institutions. But let's put it right, it's coming from Pentec. CPUT is privileged to have you as one of its alumnus. This is a classic example of creating futures by growing from grades. I'm certain that the late Dr. Franklin's son is smiling in heaven, because we have started a whole conversation of growing from grades and now creating futures by growing from grades with him. This, I'm certain, pays special tribute to the impact of your stewardship and enduring legacy in the service of South Africa and indeed the international community. This is a befitting tribute to you as you conclude your 7-year term in the stewardship of SARS. As they say, the human who reads the most wins. I was actually trying to summarize the CV of Professor Kieswetter, engineer, finance person, strategic management, all of it in one. No wonder that he managed to have a collection of about 3 trillion rands. And we are indebted to him. A round of applause. However, here is an example, dear graduates, that you must actually follow, that clearly indicate that circumstances cannot define anybody, that individuals are shaped by their choices, by their character, and responses to life. And as Jim Collins would put it, that greatness is a matter of conscious choice and discipline. To the class of 2026, this is an example to emulate, an ethical and value-based leadership. You are graduating at a time where the university, and indeed the globe, is actually vexed with a number of problems. It is an inescapable truth that even universities are still on a non-linear journey to discover the truth. Not my truth, not your truth, but the truth. Universities are still failing to recognize the epistemic value of academic practice in developing democracies like ourselves. Universities are still failing to deal decisively with the tensions between egalitarian principle and the special nature of a higher education. This year, CPUT turns 21 as a merged entity, and we are all continuing to create futures by growing from grades. And we know the secret of any future is hidden in daily routines. As Anna Akhmatova will put it in her poem entitled Poem Without a Hero, I quote, she said, "As the future ripens in the past, so the past rots in the future," close quote. The geopolitics involving Iran, Israel, US have become significantly more volatile and confrontational, with observers and commentators highlighting a global tragedy and geopolitics of disorder. Today, as we celebrate and close this graduation series, we wanted to say a few things to you, that from today, you will forever be associated with CPUT. This is your alma mater, your nourishing mother in English. Not just the mother, the nourishing one. Stay connected, generously give back, and make an impact. Giving back to the university is more than a donation. It is a partnership for progress. Challenge the donors to put more money into CPUT. Always choose what is right over what is fun, what is fast, easy, and perhaps politically correct. Because discomfort is a necessary catalyst for personal and professional growth. There is growth in discomfort. And this is simply put, choosing courage over comfort. And that is the definition of integrity. Thank you very much for choosing CPUT as your academic partner. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and enjoy the ceremony. Enkosi kakhulu mawethu ndiyabulela. Makube kuhle, kube mandi, nangamso. We don't end there. We also say, baie dankie dames en heren, en geniet die dag verder. En ek kan ook sê, baie dankie vir hierdie geleentheid om enkele gedagtes met u te wissel. Baie dankie.
I request Prof. Edward Kisveta to stand. Prof. Edward Kisveta is one of South Africa's most distinguished executive leaders. With a career spanning more than 4 decades across electrical engineering, engineering education, power generation, banking, financial services, and public service in tax and custom administration. An alumnus of the former Cape Technikon, which is now CPUT, he returns to his alma mater to receive an honorary doctorate degree in management sciences taxation specialization. At the South African Revenue Services, Kisveta is credited with rebuilding trust in the tax industry and leading an organizational rebuilding program that has restored institutional integrity and public trust, increased taxpayer compliance, and significantly improved tax revenue recovery. Under his leadership, SARS has been recognized among its international peers as a global benchmark in tax and customs administration. After a number of executive-level roles within the organization, including SARS, Chief Operating Officer, and Deputy Commissioner, President Cyril Ramaphosa appointed Kisveta as Commissioner, a role he held for 2 terms between 2019 and 2026. Prof. Kisveta's global leadership was affirmed when he was elected to serve as chair of the World Customs Organization, chair of the African Tax Administration Forum, co-chair of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, that is the OECD Africa Initiative, and the vice chair of the OECD Forum for Tax Administration. In 2025, he received the Cathy Award for embodying the values that defined armed Kathrada's life, which are integrity, accountability, and service to the nation. Kisveta described himself as a committed mentor and a social activist, and attributes his work ethic and values to his humble upbringing, and a guiding belief that leadership is ultimately about service to others. Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Business and Management Sciences in Taxation, Business and Management Sciences honoris causa on the candidate I am presenting to you.
By the powers vested in me, I hereby confer the degree Doctor of Business and Management Sciences in Taxation, Business and Management Science honoris causa on the candidate you present to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause, please. It is my singular honor to invite Professor Kieswetter to come and address us. The Dean has already read the citation, so I'm not going to read the citation. Safe to say that Commissioner Edward Kieswetter is one of South Africa's most respected executive leaders. And as an institution, we are humbled and privileged to have him as our alumni. In fact, we are humbled that he came back to where it all started, Pentech, Harold Creasy. And I also want to abuse the platform, Chancellor, and ask Mr. Ritchie to stand, because there is a principal here who made it all happen. Thank you very much, Mr. Ritchie. Mr. Ritchie was a maths teacher and a principal at Harold Creasy, and he has produced so many leaders. And we've actually asked that he must give us a formula before he leaves CPUT today. With that said, I would like to invite Professor Kieswetter to address us. Thank you.
Thank you. Chancellor, Professor Brian Figaji, Vice-Chancellor, Professor Chris Schlapo, Deputy Vice-Chancellors, Professor Sheldon, Hayes, Swimmer, and Balkaran, Registrar, Mr. Masala, the Chair of Council, Dr. Loreen Platsky, Deputy Chair, Dumisani Gumbi, members of the Governing Council, my own family, who sits with me in the front row there, SARS Executive Committee and SARS colleagues, you are an important part of my village. Thank you for being here. Distinguished guests, suitably proud families, and most importantly, the class of 2026. There's a street about 30 minutes drive from here, if you drive within the speed limit. This street is called Ventura Street. It spans about 10 avenues in Kensington. And somewhere along this street is a house, number 23. It is not a famous house. You will not find it in any guidebook or recommended by any resort site. But on that street, at house 23, a young boy grew up with 5 siblings, their seamstress mother, and their general worker father. They had moved from a single room in Windermere into this 3-bedroom house that then felt like a palace. For weeks, the children continued to sleep in one room together with their parents, until eventually they were coaxed that there were 2 other rooms in the house they could use. This house sat in the shadow of apartheid. The oppressive system that judged you not by your character or your competence, but by the color of your skin. A system that was rigged to deliberately limit your development, restrict your potential, and keep you as a second-class citizen in the country of your birth. With apartheid came extreme economic hardship, gross inequality, and deep social deprivation by design. We were labeled as hewers of wood and drawers of water. To have aspired then to anything more would itself made you an enemy of the state. I digress for a moment to bemoan that the current reality in South Africa for so many of our brothers and sisters in our beautiful country still suffer such horrific and unacceptable deprivation, and are still denied the promise in our Constitution to heal the divisions of the past, improve the quality of life of all citizens, and free the potential of every person. And you have only to listen to the Madlanga Commission and other commissions and witness the many service failures within municipalities and public services to get a sense of how we've let our people down. Let me return to 23 Ventura Street. I draw attention to this house because I am that young boy who lived with his siblings, who shared that space, safe space, and they are here today, and I'm very thankful for them to be here, and my family. A safe space that was made possible by the incalculable sacrifices of our parents, Jocelyn and Edward. It was in Ventura Street where I learned a few lessons that have never left me. From our mother, the lesson that the purpose of my life is to be a blessing. From our father, the ethic and discipline of honest hard work. He was a slave driver. We hated school holidays because it was not school holidays for us. It was catching up with his job jar. And the simple lesson from my dad, but radically wise lesson, to live within your means and save for a rainy day. I've never forgotten that. Live within your means. And from my mother the lesson, ons is arm, maar ons is ordentlik. We are poor, but we can be decent. And from both of them together, learned not merely how to survive, but how to thrive in a world that is unjust, unequal, and fractured, and in a system designed to stereotype us as children of some lesser God. At number 23, I learned to be resourceful, to make something from nothing, to fix things that were broken, and to take care of my younger siblings. They will tell you that I practiced my management skills on them. My parents would be the first to claim that they were not perfect people, but they were perfect for me. They were just the parents I needed. Today, in accepting this honor from my alma mater, I want to honor them. I am the fruit of their selfless sacrifice, their incredible labor, and their unconditional love. They would have been bursting with pride today, but at the same time remind me, moenie laat jou kop te groot raak nie. I carry them with me. Beyond Kensington, it was in the church that I learned to be a shepherd and to care for a community beyond my home. And of course, where the love of music was nurtured, singing and learning to be a young choral master. And then it was at Harold Cressy High School, under the peerless leadership of our principal, Mr. Victor Ricci, who was honored me by accepting my invitation to be here today. It was under his leadership that the resolve to become a social activist was truly forged in me. At Cressy, through the raising of my social consciousness, my deep desire to fix things extended beyond things, and a deep desire to fix the social ills and injustices we fought for then, and frankly, still have to fight for now. It was at Cressy that that consciousness and desire was born. And that's why I invited my school principal. And to make the world just a little bit better than how we found it. I have spent my life pushing back against inequality, injustice, and poverty. I have always sought to use the many professional opportunities to serve a higher cause. That has never left me and never will. And then there was this institution. Then a humble place in the bush, as if we were cast out into the wilderness. We were sent to study here. Some of you don't know, to go to University of Cape Town, then you need a ministerial approval. When I was told that CPUT wished to confer upon me an honorary doctorate, I felt truly humbled, undeserving, and deeply grateful. I felt something that is hard to clothe in words, as if the weight of a full circle now closing. Let me explain. I did not arrive here as many of you did. I don't think there was any NSFAS in those days. I came as an apprentice and later as an engineering technician because my parents could not afford university and I had to find work when I left school. I had to earn my keep already at high school. As a member of the class of 1976, we spent little time in the classroom and many days studying at home and plotting how to overthrow an apartheid government. I studied hard after hours, therefore, after I left school, to improve my mathematics and science results, because none of you would have employed me on the basis of my matric results in 1976. And eventually, it was through that I arrived at what was then known as Peninsula Technikon, or Pentech, as a member of the class of 1978, when most of you were just a sparkle in the eyes of your dad and your mom. Now, dear class of 2026, that disappointment to not go to university turned out to be one of the greatest gifts of my life. Because what this institution taught me and built on, what the Technikon tradition carries in its very DNA, is that theory must connect to application. That knowledge without consequence is incomplete. The question is never only what do we do, never only how do we do it, but always and relentlessly, so what? And more fundamentally still, why do we do it? This is the question of purpose. Seeing things work in practice and watching that work change people's lives is what has always brought me the greatest joy. I walked these grounds then with remarkable people. Franklin Sonn, who has sadly left us a few months ago, a young then Brian Figaji, and Anthony Stark. These were the intellectual giants who expanded my sense of what was possible. We debated ideas and turned them into action. We took lectures from archaic overhead projector slides and photocopied books we could not afford. And yes, Professor Figaji, when you were not looking, played endless games of klaverjas in those prefabricated classrooms that left us cold but warmed our hearts, especially on those wintry Cape Flat mornings. And as a member then of the SRC, I had many engaging conversations with our rector, Franklin Sonn, and I don't think I ever won an argument with Franklin. We were young, fearless, and hungry, and we did not know yet what we were capable of, but remained relentlessly in pursuit of what the conviction that a better future was up to us. It was in our hands if we wanted a better future. We could not leave it up to others. While some chose politics, I then chose teaching and the ministry to lead positive social change. Class of 2026, this is precisely where you stand today. Enjoy this moment of well-deserved recognition and the fitting time that marks your accomplishment. But this is not the end of the road. It's a brief pit stop. And in the words of our beloved Tata Madiba, I have walked that long road to freedom. I have discovered the secret that after climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. But I can rest only for a moment, for with freedom comes responsibilities. I dare not linger, for my long walk is not ended. So enjoy the view today as you stand on the pinnacle of this hill, but look out to the many hills ahead and set out not only to master them, but to use them to leave the world a better place than what you found. I never set out to have a varied career. I have merely set out to solve problems that mattered. What I discovered over 40 years of doing this are the skills required to turn around a struggling power station and turn it into a world-class engineering, functioning machinery, are not fundamentally different from those needed to fix a financial services company or to rebuild a revenue authority. Not if you focus on doing the right thing rather than doing the convenient thing. In every institution, you will face many challenges, the same challenges I have faced. People, systems, culture, and the stubborn gap between what organization says it will do and what it actually does. In your career, always choose what is right over that which is convenient. Do not serve your narrow interest. Serve a greater cause, a worthy cause. Leadership is not about a single personality. The most dangerous leaders I've encountered are those who confuse being in charge with actually leading. They are not the same thing. Leadership is stewardship. Stewards are the guardians of the interests of others and to secure their well-being. Look around. Find a problem that matter. And in our beloved democracy, there's no shortage of problems that matter. Find a problem that can improve the life of people around you. When people feel that, truly feel it, you will earn their trust. And trust earned through consistent, verifiable delivery is the only foundation on which lasting institutions are built. People do not expect leaders to be perfect, but they do expect leaders to be authentic. It means showing up. It means showing your vulnerability. It means saying, I don't know, when that is the only honest answer you can give. It means holding yourself accountable and not to look for excuses that glorifies mediocrity. When I returned to SARS in 2019, the institution had been deeply damaged by state capture. What restored public confidence was not a big communications campaign. It was the consistent, verifiable delivery, month after month, year after year. Truth told plainly. Promises kept visibly. That is how public trust went from 48% in 2019 to 75% last year. How service went from 54% to 90% over this period. And our voluntary compliance reached 70%. That is also how we collected almost 12 trillion rand in 7 years. That is almost half of the revenue. 25 trillion revenue SARS collected over its lifetime since our democracy. Almost half of that was collected just in the last 7 years. Tell the truth, even when it is uncomfortable. People can handle honesty far better than finding out they were misled. Build institutions bigger than any individual, including yourself. The true measure of a leader is not what happens while you are present. It is what endures after you have gone, which is why ngiyahamba ukuthula. I leave with peace. Because if I look at those men and women there, under the stewardship of Dr. Makubu, I know that I leave it in good hands, because the institution has been strengthened. And the greatest leaders work themselves out of a job. Now, and take your work seriously. Never take yourself seriously. We have far too many leaders today who take themselves seriously instead of taking their work seriously. The future is both intimidating and can be inspiring. We are entering the age of agentic artificial intelligence, systems that do not merely answer questions, but take autonomous decisions and actions at a speed and scale that no human organization can match. The gap between how fast technology changes and how fast institutions can adapt will become the defining tension of your working lives. And Vice-Chancellor, this institution will not be exempted from this growing execution gap between how fast the world outside changes and how slowly internally we respond to it. But do not fear it, because there are distinctly human capabilities that AI, in my view, will not displace, but only if you embrace them and you develop them. They will secure your irreplaceability. I believe that these are the capabilities that will define who leads and creates value no matter what lies ahead. Let me share with you my view of what these irreplaceable human qualities are. The ability to pose the right problems, to solve problems that matter, problems worth solving. Once you've defined the problem, it's easy to solve. Don't just solve the problems right in front of you, but the problems that will make this world a better place. The second is ethical judgment and moral courage. The willingness to stand in a room and say, this is wrong, I will not do it. Even if it is to your boss, the president, or the minister of finance. I am guided in my work only by the law and my conscience, and beholden to no one. Contextual wisdom is the third. The ability to read a room, to understand history, where we come from, culture, relationships, and the nuance in ways that no algorithm can ever replicate. Fourthly, empathy and human connection, the capacity to be genuinely moved by another person's reality, and to lead from relationship, not from position. The fifth one is creative synthesis and imagination, the ability to hold contradiction and connect the unconnected things, and simplify complexity that makes a future that does not yet exist inevitable. And then lastly, adaptive leadership. Stewardship is what I stand for, which is the capacity to serve, to change the course without losing people, to build trust slowly, visibly, and consistently across differences. These are not soft skills, as some would have it. The phrase diminishes them. These are the hardest skills there are. And they are precisely what a world of powerful, self-learning, autonomous machines needs now more than ever before from us, the human being. Your qualification only gives you entry into the arena of life. These capabilities give you impact, but you have to play the game and not just enter the arena. So class of 26, let me be direct. You're graduating into a South Africa that needs you desperately. Not eventually, it needs you now. This country's promise is real, but promises do not deliver themselves. Institutions do not reform themselves. Communities do not lift themselves without people who choose to show up, stay the course, and lead with integrity when no one is watching. Your qualification is a beginning, not a destination. Find a cause larger than yourself. Find something you love. Become the best at it. Then use it to enrich the lives of those around you. The question that will define your life is not what did I achieve, it is what did I build that will outlast me. How did I impact the lives of others? At SARS we set out to serve, not to build a legacy, and yet a legacy is what we leave behind. A legacy that has been earned, that is respected, that is admired, and that is enduring. It will outlast my tenure, because the true legacy of any institution is never the leader. It's the people you leave behind. I bequeath an institution today more valuable than what I inherited in 2019, and I'm humbled beyond words to have been privileged to lead. I began in a home in Kensington, a space shared by 8 people, 2 of them who were determined to give their children something better than what they had been given. My parents left. Greatest gift to us were not material resources. It was clarity of purpose. Our calling in life is to be a blessing in the world. That is what I wish for each of you. Not merely success, not merely status, not merely a salary that reflects your qualification. I wish for you a life that blesses the world. Go and close the gap between what South Africa could be and what it is today. This institution, our institution, CPUT, gave you a disposition, the habit of connecting knowledge to consequences, and from converting theory into practice and idea into action. Now, go and use it. Congratulations, class of 2026. And to CPUT, the university that shaped a boy from Ventura Street into whatever I have become, thank you for this extraordinary honor. I receive it on behalf of every young South African who was told that where they came from would determine where they would go and end up. And may your lives be incontestable proof that those who condemn us and tell us our place in life, that they are wrong, and that we do not limit our lives to the label they choose for us, but we live to be the best versions we were always meant to be. Nkosi kakhulu, oprechte dank. Thank you sincerely.
The Dean.
Chancellor, I request you to confer diplomas and degrees within the Faculty of Business and Management Sciences on the following candidates.
By the authority vested in me, the certificates, diplomas, and degrees will be awarded to the candidates as presented to me.
The criteria for cum laude and summa cum laude as per the academic rulebook is as follows. The candidate passed all the subjects of the qualification at the first attempt. All qualifications appearing on the program and qualification mixed grid, except for doctoral qualifications, may be awarded cum laude if the candidate obtains an average of 75% or more, with the lowest mark not lower than 70%. A master's degree may be awarded cum laude if the candidate, in respect of coursework and dissertation option, passes all the subjects with an average of 75% and passes the dissertation with 75%, or for dissertation only, obtains a mark of 75% or more, with the lowest mark being not lower than 70%. The award is subject to no objection from the examiner who awarded the lower mark. In the case of summa cum laude, this is awarded when all marks are 75% and above. For the Diploma in Management, Nadeem Abrahams. Unati April. Olivia Bolani. Akoliwe Akwe. Harold Aries. Boykotso Chiloani. Namkita Chube. Siamtanda Daka. Jason Everson. Onesimo Fulisa. Shegofatso Choma. Siolise Bobachiana. Asanda Diasi. Eva Boko. Prince Dube. Tabiso Dube. Simangal Liso Gludlu. Thank you. Indaya Kolwa Gadu. Siolisi Gatieni. You can go. Nathan Gaduld. Asamashle Gunisi. Tanisha Kribalar. Sisanda Gwamanda. Jerome Hendricks, cum laude. Nazario Henson. Sikolisiwe Shlangja. Entle Gusha. Amishle Shlasela. Michaela Jacobs. Gabriel Jean. Linda Kushle Jojo. Avela Jula. Sinatemba Kacha. Ashluma Kepai. Lerato Kosa. Zianda Kuzwayo. Tanya Kwababa. Priska Mokoro. Oyama Mafai. Sizipo Majwede. Zama Manchupu. Tabiso Mashapa. And Sebakazi Matanda. Mbali Mbede. Anam Mbunye. Iviwe Mkobololo. Vuyokazi Mdani. Yanwaba Mdai. Renisha Meyer, Siboniso Mshlopi, thank you. Mlondi Mkize, Mayenziwe Mkwanazi, Sisipo Filani, Nakwanda Myandu, Sinovuyo Monkey, Matoto Mpake, Sinovoyo Mpiti, Linda Kushle Mpitimpi, Sibusizwe Mseleku, Nomandla Ntembu, Zanele Mtetwa, Asemashle Mtini, Tino Vonga Mutero, Malesa Chata, Mkobi Ndlovo, Patricenzo Nemutavani, Setati Ngulankulu, Sandile Ngobo, thank you. Sizipo Ngedidle, Tom Jr. Ngomani, Ayanda Ngobani, Sipo Kushle Nshlumayo, Mishle Njobe, Asavela Nobongwana, Sivanati Nombula, Lungako Nozikwaba, Nande Nguma, Bolelwa Nshlabati, Masitembe Kamten, Blessing Ogwali Lily, Michaela Oliver, Tyrese Pillay, Jeremy Ponto, Iva Koniwero, Lina Mandla Koba, Ongiziwe Roto, Nalutando Sakweni, Jaden Sell, Zandile Stamper, Robin Stemmers, Mamelo Stofile, Zinchle Stockway, Naila Talib, Tatu Telite, Portia Tabede, Yamkela Tuntubela, Pulani Tlali, Kefilwe Shabang, Sibulele Chaka, Sasetu Willem, Tembaletu Vilakazi. Polisi Vilani. Logan Williams. Sisi Poyegwa. Apelele Zetumani. Sandiswa Zulu.
For the Advanced Diploma in Internal Auditing, Taryn Biggs. Ntandwechle Biela. Sibosiswe Botswana. Sintle Bosuku. Unela Josana. Sinalo Diani. Indipile Feni. Shlengiwa Gama. Siabonga Gilman. Asa Goloza. Bongiwe Ngumpinkomo. Siwosipo Kweranga. Loyolo Gwanisheni. Uhuhle Kokwakwana. Thank you. Chanel Yevel. Lucille Jacobs, cum laude. Lucinda Jeppy. Tulani Jibilikile. Sipumeze Joy. Pabalelo Kwane. Nomchilisi Koka. Sive Lengisi. Folelwa Loputo, Lozipo. Asikoletse Mabeche. Letabo Mahlango. Lababalo Makileni. Sintle Makileni. Aluve Manyona. Pamela Mapakela. Ahlume Masekwana. Viwe Mangese. Sposito Mazaka. Loiso Mboto. Onkeziwe Mfelithi. Anita Mkwanansana. Asipe Ndunyedwa. Tolelwa Mnyani. Apilele Mnyongula. Candy Moloch. Mandisisi Humkwetu. Mevuyo Mvana. Sinande Huncheko. Aneswa Maikela cum laude. Anela Nanasi. Tandikile Mkhiza. Apiwe Mkleka. Wabisa Menge. Polisa Nkontwana. Aganati Nombewu. Yonela Nomganga. Akaya Nyewe. Kakamba Peko. Poitumielo Pizzo. Lundi Ponguma. Tulani Sol. Viviwe Sibeko. Asisipo Sigedle. Sinuvuyo Sinina. Tolani Setoli. Can you just quiet down, please? Nikiwe Soga. Sizipo Shukuma Swingana. Eza Sokutu. Maletsatsi Tini. Asanda Tunzi. Enrique van Zyl. Ntombi Vendle. Zine Trigwana. For the Advanced Diploma in Management, Shirazad Abrams. Batanwa Bandla. Luto Bongo. Hadija Diop. Vololweti Diasi. Andai Fubesi. Jandrei Hefka. Alwande Sanchuayo. Solisa Kappa cum laude. Enoch Cowley. Inichle Hundolielwa. Ayanda Mshlongo. Kanya Jose. Unati Mtima. Takalo Munya. Isakanya Mzangwana. Ongeziwe Nako. Liko Ngwetni. Tandulwetu Nguma. Sindandiwe Gwinya. Kurshle Ndwashu. Setu Nkosi. Kwamani Peter. Damien Peterson. Sipoleke Rojuana. Fulofelo Tambani. Simoleze Tandana. Keisha Flotman. Sisanda Tlego.
Postgraduate Diploma in Applied Taxation, Fatima Abbas. Sisetu Doni. Jake Hein. Annelisiwe Kuzo. Shonela Mazilazila. Sisonke Mbeshu. Numisa Mbona. Ntwetse Musutwane. Sive Mposwa. Sivuyile Ngama. Yolisa Ndunge. Siyaphumelela Ngalo. Akhona Ntenteni. Somilanganyo Nyaniso. Avenati Sikova. Sizipo Siziva. Postgraduate Diploma in Business Process Management, Zintle Lugalo. Andy Sham Zingaye. Postgraduate Diploma in Internal Auditing, Bahati Bamporokri. Andile Tele Summa Cum Laude. Charmaine Kombi. Suzette Domingos. Amkelwe Fuchane. Asizipo Gonya. That's postgraduate diploma internal auditing Bali. Hello. Laura Katsande. Elroy, hello. Violwetu, Maho. Nelisiwe Mabimbela. Tevisa Mbobo. Lwazi Nkosana. Sipesihle Mdluli. Mbuso Mjebeza. Nasipi Mnguni. Pumelele Ngini. Zimasa Mtalo summa cum laude. Mtateni Mukhudu. Kolosa Nzi. Esinako Gcishe. Okuhle Nothai. Zimkhita Ntuli. Luzuko Ngojwa. Sepiso Sithole. Prince Stemele. Mandisa Tavete summa cum laude. Pumeza Tom. Ayanda Chefu. Zipo Akani. Theodora Papa. Pelisa Zuba. Postgraduate Diploma in Management Accounting, Pakama Adonis. Lihle Balasana. Asive Boy. Esihle Bovela. Justine Klassen. Leighton Davy. Bongiwe Dudumashe. Abongile Franke. Tamela Ganagana. Ezile Gela. Wonga Qivisana. Marceline Kabongo. Lifulisele Kusu. Sindile Mabasa. Helines Malgas. Siabulela Mapei. Sizipo Matlina. Rebecca Mathieu. Nasipi Majala. Sizipo Mbele. Atenkos Mbilini. Lindokuhle Mdlai. Vuyo Malizana. Sinezipho Mfuduka. Olwethu Mulonyeni. Tabisa Mtaung. Sianda Mbangane. Fundiswa Mpanza. Zizipo Murulekana. Mbali Mtombeni. Kanya Mjeku, cum laude. Nangamso Mtlenge. Sive Ngaka. Anovuyo Nkamisa. Sinazo Ntambo. Piweka Sandile. Azanda Skapa. Belinda Siri. Nomkita Stimele. Nuja Velsket. Okuhle Abel Ndlini. Sanelisiwe Alisa. Zanele Yeko. Koliswa Zondani.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Chancellor, I request you to confer diplomas and degrees in absentia on the candidates whose names appear in the program of the faculty who are not able to be here today.
By the authority vested in me, the diplomas and degrees are hereby awarded to the candidates in absentia.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a final round of applause to our graduates of 2025. And let's see how loud you can be for our newest Honorary Doctorate Commissioner, Kishweta. We have come to the end of the formal proceedings today. This concludes our autumn graduation, a total of 20 ceremonies. In 2025, we commemorated 20 years of growing from greats. And befittingly so, we are also closing it with the largest cohort of graduates of 9,225 students. All that's left for me to do is to take this opportunity on behalf of the CPUT management to express our heartfelt gratitude to everybody that contributed not only to the success of our graduates, but the success of all of the ceremonies we had. So let me start by thanking everybody who joined us here today, both in the hall and also online. And then I want to acknowledge our Chancellor, Professor Brian Figaji. Thank you for presiding over the ceremony and congratulating each and every one of the graduates. To our Vice-chancellor, Professor Chris Ntlapu, thank you for your warm welcome at the start of the ceremony, VC, but more importantly, thank you for your leadership throughout this memorable academic year. We appreciate you. To all the council members present, specifically our chairperson, Dr. Platsky, and deputy chairperson, council members, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules today to be with us and share in this moment. We appreciate your presence here today. Thank you very much. To our honorary doctorate, Commissioner Kieswetter, thank you for accepting our invitation as an honorary doctorate, and specifically thank you to all of your special guests that joined you here today. To the Deputy Commissioner for SARS and Commissioner-elect, Dr. Makubu, to Mr. Scholz, the Deputy Commissioner for SARS, Mrs. Pariachi, the SARS Chief of Staff, Mr. Ritchie, the former principal of Harold Cressy School, to all the sisters present and the brother that joined us, and the son, Lance, of Mr. Kieswetter, thank you for all of your presence here today. To the extended CPUT management, the Deputy Vice-Chancellors, the Registrar and Deputy Registrar, the Executive Directors, and specifically the Dean and Assistant Dean of the Faculty of Business and Management Sciences that had 7 ceremonies in this autumn graduation. Thank you very much. To our SRC and student leadership, and specifically the President of the SRC, Mr. Geller, thank you for the role that you play within our student community and the student leadership at CPUT. To all the convocants present, and specifically the President of Convocation, Mr. Mapukata, you have a specific role to play in the 9,205 graduates that we graduated during this autumn graduation. You have homework to do. Thank you very much. To our CPUT choir, who contributed to the ceremony through music, and not only this ceremony, all of the other ceremonies. Thank you, colleagues. We appreciate you. And then to our sign language interpreter, Gavin Oberholzer, who was here for all 20 ceremonies and for making all of them so inclusive. Thank you very much. Then graduates, I want to get back to you. I think you will agree with me when I say that for some of you to get you to this point and to get you to achieve this milestone took a village. So I want you to turn to the left and to the back, and let's thank all the parents, all the guardians, all the sisters, the whole family and the friends that supported you. And then if I can ask you to then draw your attention to the front and join me in thanking the heads of departments, the academic staff, and all the supervisors that supported you throughout your studies. Let's give them a round of applause. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, a special word of appreciation to our organizing team. This is the dedicated staff who work tirelessly behind the scenes to make these ceremonies a huge success. I want to term them the invisible architecture of CPUT. You don't see them, but if they weren't here, you would notice that they're not here. These are the people that arrive long before the sun comes up in the morning and way late at night after all of the guests have left the halls, getting it ready for the next day. That meticulously planned all 20 of the ceremonies. Let's please thank Marketing and Communication Department, Property Services, Protection Services, Assessment and Graduation Center, and the Emergency Medical Care staff and students. Let's give them a loud round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, let me say, dames en here, baie, baie dankie. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And finally, enkosi siyabulela. Can I request that you stand for the singing of the national anthem? Thereafter, the Chancellor will dissolve the congregation. Please remain standing while the procession leaves the hall.
By the authority vested in me, I now dissolve this congregation of the Cape Peninsula University of Technology.